afternoon, everyone. This is Dr. J at Ask the Gynecologist. We're getting ready live to go this afternoon, and I'll be talking about how we can unblock blocked tubes. So if you're free, if you have some free time, probably you're coming home from work, let us talk tonight and this afternoon about how we can unblock blocked tubes as a cause of infertility. So if you're free, join me and let's have a chat together. My name is Dr. Alalade, one of your admins here at AsktheGynaecologist, and I'm happy to be here today, this afternoon, to be talking with you. I know if you all had a wonderful weekend, and your weekend was definitely amazing. And it's always a pleasure to be here live to host you all. And Ask the Gynecologist is a group on Facebook. I can say by the grace of God, through you all watching us, we are one of the biggest groups on Facebook where we talk about maternal health concerns. And it's a miracle that today we've done amazing things trying to improve, and we are also improving the lives of women all over Africa, all over Nigeria. And people are witnessing massive change and turnaround in their health. People joining this group, they've learned a lot. They've known how their ovulation is, how their fertile window is, and how they can turn around their situation to become pregnant when they want to. And this is through you support, your presence here. And once again, I want to say thank you, everyone, for joining us here at Ask the Gynecologist. My name is Dr. Alalade, and I'm happy to be here. Tonight, this afternoon, I'll be talking about how we can unblock blocked tubes that are causes of infertility. I'm going to use my my model here, that is the womb, to explain things to us tonight, this afternoon. So once again, how we stop people? First of all, before we start, you should know that this Saturday, in about 6 days' time, April 24th, 8 p.m. African time, we're going to have our first of this kind IVF Super Master class. And for you to attend this class, there's a blessing. There's a gift that comes with it. That gift is that if at any point in time you need IVF at the ATG IVF Center, you're going to get a discount as far as to show us the receipt of attending this seminar. So if you know that you're going to need IVF soon, I think this seminar is what you should attend for. By attending this seminar, you're going to get a discount code that you'll use at the IVF Center ATG when it opens to get your to get a discounted IVF. Okay, that is one promise I'm going to give you. But you have to attend the seminar to get access to that discount. So tonight, before time goes, we'll be starting shortly. And ATG is a group on Facebook, like I said again, where we discuss maternal health concerns. And now, as I'm talking, we are simultaneously live on Instagram. We're recording on YouTube, and we have Facebook here you're watching me on. And our purpose in ATG is to ensure that you know what is causing infertility in your body, what is causing your irregular period, what are the issues with your antenatal care, how you can possibly prevent miscarriages, how you can treat your fibroid, your ovarian cyst, and the implications in your fertility. And also, most importantly, how you can be a healthy woman and enjoy your sexual life at home, most importantly. If you're following us, last year, from about August to December, we had every Friday. I always talk about how to improve your sexual experience at home. And we're going to go back to that schedule soon. So stay tuned. If you want to know how to improve your sex life at home, you want to know how to bounce that bouncing butt on you with your husband at home, stay tuned here. Every Friday we'll be back soon, and I'll be talking about the things and the tidbits that you can do to improve your sex life and to improve your sexual experience at home. So stay tuned and don't miss any of our discussions about how to improve your sexual life at home. Tonight, over here on Facebook, we have Chinenye Anyanweze, one of our moderators. We have Chinwe Anya Diego. We have Chisomo Sedeman Banda from Southern Africa, my wonderful friend. How are you, Banda? God bless you. We have Grace Yanoluwa Ogunleye. We have Elizabeth Ngozi Fediba. We have Ithioma Ben, wonderful. We have AB Hebi. We have Blessing Nkeri Huba. And on Instagram here, we have Elizabeth as well, one of our moderators, and we have our friends here. Unfortunately, on Instagram, the names on Instagram are like nicknames. I can't read. They're like codes. They're like passwords. I can't really read them. So if you're on Instagram watching me, I want to say thank you so much for being here, and it's a blessing to be talking to you today. Yesterday on Sunday, we had a deep discussion about ovulation. We talked about fertile window. We talked about your how to know what is your menstrual cycle length, your menstrual cycle, your safe period, your fertile window, your ovulation, and also how to track them, how to know when you're ovulating, and how to maximize getting pregnant. If you didn't watch that video yesterday, just go to our YouTube. You'll see the video coming up shortly. And if you're here, just scroll down on our Facebook page here. You'll see the discussion yesterday. We actually went into deep discussion to typify, to explain things properly. And we'll still do that video, that discussion over and over again this week by God's grace. But this weekend, like I said again, the IVF seminar is on Saturday. If you want to be part of that seminar, please go and subscribe. If you've had IVF before or you're going for IVF soon and you want to know the things you should do to ensure that you have a successful program, why don't you join this program and you will listen to me and watch your life become a different one positively by the grace of God. So now, I always say three things cause infertility. 3 things cause infertility. Number 1 is ovulation issues. Are you ovulating? Number 2 is blocked tubes. Is the egg that was released able to transport through the tube to get into your womb? And number 3, the man, is the sperm okay? Number 1, are you ovulating? Ovulation. Number 2, the tubes, are they blocked? Are they blocked or patent on both sides? Number 3, is the sperm good? Okay, so for the sperm, very straightforward. We do the semen analysis, the semen count, we get the result. Sometimes too, we do the semen culture and sensitivity to see if there's any infection that we need to treat. If there's any issue with the sperm results, we can even go as deep as to do your hormone profile for the man, and also sometimes even to do scrotal scans as well. That's for the man in a short way. Okay, we also go through the history of the man to know if they've had operation before, maybe hernia surgery, they've had infections like chlamydia before that could be damaging the tubes, that has blocked the tubes. We go through their history, the man's history, sexual history, gonorrhea. These things destroy the tubules that carry the sperm outside, just the same way infections like this can damage the tubes too. So we go through all this history for you as a guy. Have you fathered children before? Is there any man amongst your siblings that is also having problems with infertility? We go through these things in your history so that we can know if there are problems there and see what we can fix for the men. As per ovulation, number 1 for the women, we want to do your hormone profile. I preach these things all the time. And yesterday, I went through all the list, hormone profile list. I went through it on the board behind me in my studio. I talked about the FSH, LH, progesterone, which is day 21 progesterone, prolactin, testosterone, AMH, and thyroid hormones. All your thyroid hormones, T3, T4, TSH. Every woman here should know that by now. If you don't know that, email us on our program and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. If you're going through infertility and you are in that lost ship, you're going through infertility, you're in that crossroads, you're going through infertility, you don't even know what to do. You've been married for 2 years, you've been having regular intercourse, you're not pregnant, you don't know what to do. It's time for you to sit up, brace up, and come to ATG and get your test done at the ATG laboratory so we can know what is wrong with you and we can understand and fix what we need to fix to get you right. If you're an ATG and you've witnessed the change in your life, it's time for you to invite your friends to be also beneficiaries and partakers of the blessings you've received in ATG. If you've been in ATG, definitely you know more about your body, about how your body functions. So you should invite your friends to be here to learn more. If you've been there, you've tasted and the water is good, why don't you invite your friends to come and drink it again as well from the well of ATG? We are blessed here and we want to be a blessing to you, because by being a blessing to you, that is how we can be a blessing and be blessing people more. That is our program here. We want to ensure that we give people value and we make changes, positive changes in people's families all over Africa, Nigeria, abroad, India abroad, and everywhere we can. Okay. Now, that is about ovulation. If you've done all this hormone profile and we see that you're not ovulating, we can suggest or we can know whether you've gone through premature ovarian failure. You might need egg donor to support you get pregnant. Now, the last one, number 3, is tubal blockage. What can cause tubal blockage and why are the tubes important? You can see with this womb here, this is the ovary here, and this is the ovary sliced open on this other side here. That is the opening of the tube, okay? And the same thing here. Whenever the eggs is released from the ovary, the tubes are open like this, like a flower. They open like this, like a flower. You see how they open? Like a petal. They open like that, okay? They open like that so that once the egg is released, okay? Once the egg is released, this can catch the egg. As it catches the egg, okay, like a suction, the egg will move and transverse across this tube all the way down and get into your womb. There's an entrance over here and also on this side that allows the tube to enter into the womb. So that is the pathway for the egg to enter into your womb. If the tubes are blocked on one side or under or either side, or if the tubes has been removed or clipped for any reason, or if the tubes has been damaged by infection, gonorrhea, chlamydia for any reason, the tubes are blocked. No matter how much you ovulate, once the eggs can pass through the tubes, they will stay there, they will die there, and they'll go away. And the eggs that you release will not get you pregnant. You'll still be having your regular cycle, but the eggs cannot get into the womb. Okay? The process of you releasing the egg goes through your tube to get into your womb. They are in synchrony, but they are separate. Your period, you can still have your period despite the fact that your egg can't reach your womb. If your eggs can reach the womb and they get fertilized, there will be no period, obviously, you get pregnant. And once you're pregnant, no bleeding, no period. But if the eggs are not able to get into the womb cavity, they will get stuck in the tubes. After a while, they will die, and that is the end. And the body will reabsorb them. You still see your period. So you can still have regular period. You can still have regular period, and your tubes could be blocked. Okay? Your tubes can be blocked, and you can still have regular period. You can still have regular period when your tubes are blocked. Okay? I don't pray this for my enemy. I don't pray this for you. But if your tubes are blocked, what could have caused them? In most cases, number one cause of tubal blockage is infection. Infection like chlamydia, infection like gonorrhea, infections like streptococcus, they can go into the tubes and damage the tubes. And once they damage the tubes, they can block the tubes. Sometimes you get infection, you get treated, and there's no damage. But the more you have repeated infection in your tube, the more they will cause cumulative damage. And at some point, it will be totally blocked. Because the more infection you have, the more injury, the more insult, the more assault, the more injury the tube has, and after a while, they become blocked. The more infection you have over and over, it will cause cumulative damage to the tubes, and infection will damage the tube. Some people will have infection and they will not know. Some people will have infection and they will know. If you have infection, if it's not promptly treated, if you have an infection, number one, if it's not promptly treated, if you have an infection and it's not appropriately treated, or if you have an infection that is not completely treated, they will damage the tubes. And if they damage the tubes, one of our team members here will give you the link to join the seminar. Our moderators on Facebook, please give the link to join the seminar for this Saturday. Once the tubes are blocked, they are gone. Okay, some people, their tubes could be damaged. Maybe they've had operation. Maybe they had ectopic pregnancy and one tube was removed. Okay, some people, they had an infection. Some people, they have tubal blockage. Some people, their tube was removed. Some people, they had appendix operation or operation in their tummy or infection in their tummy. And that infection in your tummy can easily spread to your tubes because your tubes are also in your tummy. So if you have appendix that ruptured, that became septic and become infectious, and it spreads into the tube, it can cause infection in the tube as well, and it can damage the tube. Okay, some people, they have infection like gonorrhea, chlamydia, and it will cause ovarian abscess, tubal ovarian abscess in the tube, and it will be damaged. Some people, they will tell them that, and how do you know that whether you have infection in your vagina, in your tubes? You have offensive discharge. There'll be pain during sex. There'll be bleeding during sex. And sometimes too, when we scan you, we see some fluid in your patch of Douglas. But I tell people all the time, just by seeing fluid in the patch of Douglas does not mean you have an infection. Fluid in the patch of Douglas can be from after ovulation if you just ovulated. Fluid in the patch of Douglas can be from ectopic pregnancy if you're pregnant and we can't see pregnancy in the womb. Fluid in the patch of Douglas can be just there because it's just there. And number 4, it can be from an infection too. So when we see fluid in your part of Douglas on scan, it doesn't necessarily mean an infection. It can be a suspicion of an infection, especially if you have offensive discharge and if you have smelly discharge in your vagina. If you have pain during sex, or if you have pain and offensive discharge during sex, it could be a sign of offensive discharge, which could be a sign of an infection. Okay, so if you have this sort of infection and it's happening over and over and over because you're having the same sexual behavior, people that change sexual partners, people that have sex without using condom, people that have unprotected sex or change sex partners every 3 to 6 months, they put themselves at increased risk of infection, chlamydia, gonorrhea, herpes. And these infections that happen, they come in twos and threes. And when they come into the vagina, they bring their friend and cousin, they cause more infection, and they damage the tubes. Okay, that is why if you have an infection in the vagina, chlamydia, gonorrhea, and the rest, get treated as soon as possible and abstain from sex until you have all clear. And when I say all clear, we will swab you again and we say that there's no infection. And during the treatment of your infection, you must abstain from sex totally. Sex in any way. Whenever you're being treated for infection in your vagina, abstain from sex. Whenever you're being treated for infection in your vagina, for any STD in your vagina, gonorrhea, chlamydia, anything, bacterial vaginosis, goby, streptococcus, whenever you're taking any treatment for any STD, abstain from sex until you're reswabbed again and you're given all clear. Because if you continue having sex, you probably give the infection to somebody else or get reinfected that will cause cumulative damage, insult, assault to your tube. How do we know your tubes are blocked? 2 tests we do: HSG and laparoscopy and dye test. Number 1 is hysterosalpingogram, HSG. Hysterosalpingogram, HSG. And number 2, laparoscopy and dye test. The first one, HSG, is an X-ray test. You don't put to sleep. You lie, go to the X-ray department. You lie on your back. We put in some dye through the vagina, and the dye goes through your vagina into your womb cavity and onto the other tube and the other tube there. And if the dye can spill out of this tube exit into your tummy on one side, on the other side, we see it on X-ray. And on X-ray, it will show like a Y, like a Y, Y, Y. We see the dye come through and go on all these 2 sides. It can be a bit uncomfortable. So I tell people to take some Buscopan, paracetamol, or ibuprofen if they don't have ulcer, if they don't have asthma. They can take this ibuprofen an hour or 2 before the HSG. That HSG is only for one thing. HSG is to see if your tubes are blocked or not. The purpose of HSG is not to unblock tubes. I've seen people go for HSG and their motive is that they want to go and unblock their tubes. They already know that the tube is blocked before. They're going for HSG again so that they think that if I go for HSG again, my tube will be open because it's been blocked before. HSG is not designed to unblock tubes. HSG is designed to diagnose and to know if the tubes are blocked or not. Okay, don't go and do HSG with the belief that you already know that the tubes are blocked. I just want to go and unblock my tube. HSG is not designed for that. Okay, another test we can do. So HSG doesn't take more than 20 to 30 minutes anyway. Half an hour you're done, or less than that. Another test we can do, okay, to know if your tubes are blocked or not is laparoscopy and dye test. For that is an operation. Laparoscopy involves you being put to sleep by anesthesia, general anesthesia. You're put to sleep, you're knocked out, put to sleep. And we now put the camera through your belly button. That camera will go through your belly button and will look into your tummy. We'll inspect your bowels, inspect your womb, inspect the back of your womb, inspect your tubes, inspect your ovary to check for ovarian cysts, inspect the other ovary for ovarian cysts, inspect your tube, inspect whether there's any endometriosis in your womb or outside your womb. Inspect everything generally. That's laparoscopy. We look into your tummy inside with a camera. It's done safely with skilled hands. During the laparoscopy, we're now pushing a dye, a blue dye, that will flow into your vagina, into your womb cavity, and will flow onto the other tube here and the other tube there. And we see the dye spill out of your tube opening, exit here into your tummy on one side and on the other side. As the dye comes out, while we are looking into your tummy, we see the dye come out. If the dye spills out on those 2 sides, it means there's no blockage in your tube. It means what? There's no blockage in your tube. And if the dye does not spill out, or if you see the dye swell up and collect and forms a big bulb, and there's a blockage on one side or the other one, we know that tube, either one, is blocked. By the way, if you've had ectopic pregnancy and we've removed one tube, okay, you can still get pregnant with the perfectly normal leftover tube. Whichever ovary you ovulate from, whether left or right, that tube that is left behind has the power to pick up any released egg. If, for example, now this tube is gone now, and you release egg from this ovary, this tube can go and wave around and pick up the egg and send it into the womb cavity. The same thing too on either side. If we remove this tube now because it's damaged from ectopic pregnancy and this tube is left behind and you release the egg from this ovary, this tube can move around and pick the egg by the power of God. I don't know how that happens, but there's something in the body that tells the body to pick it up. That's why God gave us 2 tubes for women, so that there's extra tire. Okay, that's why women have 2 ovaries. There's extra tire. Okay. Another test they can do is stereosonogram. That one is also available, but it's expensive. Okay, basically we put a camera through down below and we are looking into your tummy. At the end of the day, those tests, stereogram, can be expensive, but to be honest with you, HSG and laparoscopy and dye tests are easily available, cheaply available, and they are readily available in most cases. And in fact, they are much cheaper compared to stereosonogram and laparoscopy and dye tests. HSG is available, and most people, it can be done in most sites without any much expertise. Okay, so yes, we have stereosonogram, but it's not readily available all over Nigeria. If HSG is not even available everywhere, much more stereosonogram. So that is it, to be honest with you. And if the tubes are blocked, okay, doctor, they've told me my tubes are blocked. What can I do? The first thing we do is what? Hydrotubation. Hydrotubation is when we use fluid forced under high pressure, okay, through the vagina into your womb cavity to push out any blockage in your tubes on either side. And with that force, there will be some discomfort. But if there's any blockage, maybe some stuff there blocking the tubes on left or the right, it will flush it out. And the tubes are okay in most cases. But hydrotubation only works for 1 out of every 4 patients. It's not very reliable, because that tube may have been blocked for so long. The tube may have been blocked a long time ago, and unblocking it is not going to work. If we do that and it's not working, the other option we have is to what? To do IVF. Because if you're still ovulating, we have to find a way of bypassing the tube by helicopter approach. And that helicopter is IVF, which is going to be available on ATG from June onwards. IVF Center ATG is going to be available from June onwards at Lagos. By getting your egg, bypassing the tubes, we take the egg out. Once you ovulate, naturally or by stimulation, we now push the egg in from down below and implant it in the womb. Before we implant it, we ensure that the womb is ready. We till the ground. We get the womb ready. And how do we till the ground of your womb? How do we get your womb ready? By giving some specific targeted hormones to make your womb lining ready to receive the egg that will be implanted. Somebody said that, doctor, I've done HSG test, but still can't get pregnant. The doctor said my tubes are not blocked. So you've done HSG, your tubes are not blocked. What can you do? And you still can't get pregnant. Are you ovulating? Is your husband's sperm good? If your husband's sperm is good, your tubes are not blocked, and you're ovulating, the next thing is that you should have regular intercourse for at least 18 months to 2 years. If after 2 years you still can't get pregnant, you have to consider IVF. Yes. Bridget Sewa Beku, you want to get pregnant? You want us to help you? How much? What should we do? What is the problem? Once we know your problem, once we know what your test is, what the results are, where the challenge is, whether with your husband, whether with you, whether with your tubes, we can know how to help you. Antoinette Simon is in Sierra Leone. She wants to join the ATG Premium Services. Please help me attend to Antoinette Simon. She's in Sierra Leone. She wants to join the ATG services. Please help me attend to her. Oluchi Silva, she's asking for my number. Please, one of our moderators, help me give Oluchi Silva the link number for ATG services. Christina, please help me attend to Oluchi Silva. Chidima Celestina is asking for the address of ATG Laboratories. ATG Laboratories is in Lagos, on Lagos mainland. Chidima Celestina. Christina will give you the link and address for the ATG Laboratories in Lagos, okay? Now, by the way, if you are listening to me today, you're going through infertility challenges, and you've never done your infertility test, which includes your hormone profile, which includes your HSG, which includes your husband's semen analysis, and your husband's semen culture. You haven't done eye vaginal swabs. You haven't done your rubella test. You haven't checked your thyroid hormone, TSH, T4, T3. You haven't done your chlamydia test. You haven't done your hormone profile, which includes your FSH, LH, prolactin, D21, progesterone, AMH, testosterone. Let me tell you something. Check and get up now. Tomorrow, call the laboratory, ATG Labs now, and get booked in for your test tomorrow, and get all your investigations done. And once you do them at our laboratory, tell the lab manager that you want to send the results to me. She will advise you, and she'll give you my number so you can send your results to me once they are ready. And I will review the results with you, and I'll consult with you free of charge, just because you've done your test at the ATG laboratories. That is the purpose of our test there. And then by reviewing your result, I will tell you, by going through your results, I will tell you where the problem is. I will tell you where the challenge is. I will tell you what you need to do to change your situation and to ensure you turn around. It's happening in your home. Ijeoma Geraldine, get my number from the moderators. They will tell you now, and they'll tell you how to subscribe for our services. Assistant Labisi Sulaiman is asking, what is the cause of ovulation strip saying negative? Thrice on 3. That means you're not ovulating. If you're ovulating, you see double lines to show you're ovulating. If you're not ovulating, then do all our hormonal profile. Let me know. Let us know which hormone is imbalance, causing you problem, so we can address it and change your story as you want it to be. Thank you, Gynae. God bless you. Thank you, Gynae. God bless you. Sally Francis Babalogun is saying that, Doctor, I've been trying to conceive with baby number 2. I was told I had PCOS as I was not ovulating. My cycle is 37 days or more. You were given Clomid, asked to lose weight. You've lost 12 kilograms, yet you're not ovulating. What should you do? Then we have to consider IVF. If you've done all the things you're supposed to do, Sally, and you still can't get pregnant. But first of all, before we jump to that conclusion, can you send your results to me? Let me look at them so I can give you my independent opinion. And then we can take the next step to making you what you want to be, what you desire to be. Symptoms of blocked tubes. Blocked tubes have no symptoms. Blocked tubes have no symptoms. Stella Enebelu, please get the link to join the premium services through one of our moderators, okay? They'll reply you now. Somebody said that she Agege Oluwasope. She's saying that she has her results. She wants to get them to me. If you have your results done at the ATG laboratories, Nike lab manager will give you link to join me straight away. Except you did your results somewhere else. If it's somewhere else, I cannot do that for you. For you to review your results free of charge, it must be done with our laboratories, okay? Otherwise, I'll be reviewing the results of millions of people, and I won't have sleep. Okay, I can't do that. It costs me my time. What period can one use ovulation strip? You use ovulation strip from day 9 to around day 16 during your menstrual cycle. Okay? Doctor, can cramps after ovulation be a sign of infection? Not necessarily. To say you have infection, you probably have low abdominal pain across your tummy, you have offensive discharge, smelly discharge, and bleeding with sex. That will be a sign of infection. Thank you everyone for joining me today. I really appreciate you. Hope to see you soon. And have a wonderful week. And ensure you subscribe to join the seminar coming up this Saturday. It's getting full. We have slots available. And if you join the seminar and eventually you need IVF, by giving us that link, that letter, that email, that payment evidence that you attended our seminar, you're going to get a huge discount during the seminar. I can guarantee you that. So if you think you're going to need IVF, or if you need IVF, or if you've done IVF before and it has failed once or twice, you have to attend this seminar to change the situation and ensure you're not wasting your money. God bless you. I hope to see you soon. My name is Alalade, one of your team members here at AsktheGynaecologist. Much love to you. I love you so much. I love you all, and I love myself too. And I hope to see you soon as well. And have a wonderful week advance. God bless you. Bye-bye.